Hello, my name is Robin and I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm here at the airport of Calgary to fly with Flair Airlines to Abbotsford. Now, I flew Flair back in January, and back then I said that I wanted to see how they were doing a couple months later to see if they got any better. Well, today is the day that I'm gonna try them out. Now, the aircraft, the Boeing 737-400, is an hour late. But the good thing is that they already announced this like this afternoon, over 6 hours ago. So I knew what I was getting into. Anyway, I already have my boarding pass because they charge you $10 if you have them print the boarding pass here at the check-in desk. So I can go straight to the security and then onto the terminal. Let's go. Flair Airlines, like Swoop, are an ultra-low-cost carrier. Besides the $10 for the boarding pass, they also charge for luggage. Though it's quite common to charge for check-in luggage nowadays, Flair also charge for carry-on luggage. It is, however, $10 cheaper to check in your carry-on, for which you pay $40 at the check-in desk. Booking luggage in advance is even cheaper. The best part of the airport of Calgary to me is the variety of restaurants. Aside from the large food court near the A gates, all around the airport many food places can be found, including this Burger King Whopper bar, a concept that I hadn't seen before. As a healthier option, there is a juice bar too. Our flight, with flight number F8133, is part of a 3-leg journey that starts in Toronto and has stops in Winnipeg and Calgary and ends in Abbotsford. The email announcing the delay that was sent to me at lunchtime was surprisingly accurate. The delay, caused by operational requirements and aircraft change, as mentioned in the email, did not get any worse. This 21-year-old Boeing 737-400 has flown for Alaska Airlines for 19 years before it got transferred to Flair in 2017. It's certainly not the oldest aircraft in their fleet. The oldest is almost 30 years old. Flair Air are planning to phase out some of these old aircraft in favor for newer Boeing 737-800 next generation aircraft, and that is probably why the cabin has not been updated as far as that is possible on these classic 737s. A viewer on my other Flair trip report pointed out that these seats had been on WestJet's 737-800 aircraft when they offered satellite TV for a short while. The screens no longer work, but luckily I had brought my own in-flight entertainment for this flight, although the cabin light was dimmed throughout most of the flight, and these old Game Boys don't have any backlight in the screen. The seat comes with a standard sized tray table with an indent for a cup and can be adjusted. Surprisingly, the only thing that I was able to find in my own seat pocket was the safety card. No air sickness bag and no onboard menu either. But at least the legroom is better than expected and the seat comes with an adjustable headrest. The lavatories weren't super clean, but still on an acceptable level for the last flight of the day for the aircraft, and there was running water coming from the taps. With the lack of in-flight menus, I did not expect the crew to do a round of drink service. Water is free, but this tall boy of Heineken cost me just over $8 Canadian, and that's not excessive for a half-liter can on a low-cost carrier. After fiddling around in the empty seat pocket of the middle seat next to me, I did manage to find one more thing: a guide on all domestic destinations Flair fly to. Flair has flown to US destinations for a while, but no longer offer these routes on their website currently. On the back of the guide, I found a promo code that would give a 5% discount on the base fare for our next flight. Out of curiosity, I tried the code out myself, but it doesn't seem to work, unfortunately. I have reached out to Flair, but they haven't commented yet. Stay tuned until after landing for my 2 cents on this flight. I took this flight to go to Vancouver, so I'll also share with you if it's worth it to fly to Abbotsford if you want to go to Vancouver. It was quite nice from Flair to send me the email regarding the delay. And besides the delay, I don't have any complaints about the whole flight. If you prepare yourself before you get on a low-cost flight, you know you can expect extra charges for printing a boarding pass and luggage. But was it worth to fly into Abbotsford instead of straight to Vancouver? Probably not. At least for me. Abbotsford is about an hour and a half away from Vancouver, and there is a frequent bus service between these two cities and costs you $40 Canadian one way. My flight, even without delay, arrived after the last scheduled bus service, meaning that I had to stay in Abbotsford overnight. The cheapest place I could find cost me $60, and I had to find transport back and forth between the guest house and the airport, which cost me another $30 in total. So for the time lost and the extra $130 I spent, I could have probably better flown directly into Vancouver. But for a day flight and a direct connection on a bus to Vancouver, it might actually be worth it. I want to thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this new video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I'll see you next week.